Hey guys, it's T. We got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about Dylan Mulvaney again. That seems to be one of our hottest topics. Kevin McCarthy has made a deal. The debt ceiling crisis is hopefully behind us by now. We're going to talk about why would you kill somebody over a hot pocket? We're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things that I can't seem to remember.
It happens. It is the day after a big holiday. We did imbibe yesterday.
Anyway, Father Fortenberry, how are you this fine evening?
Man, I am dragging, brother. We partied hard yesterday. And today is my son's birthday. He's turning 8 today. Way to go, Mac. But I said way to go like his accomplishment, but hey, glad you're still with us, son.
Yeah, you didn't beat him to death, so along the way. Gary, how are you this fine day after Memorial Day?
I am good. I just want to come in here to the patio and get jiggy with it,
You look like you're feeling better after yesterday.
I am feeling better.
Was he feeling bad yesterday?
Yeah, I probably was.
We had to carry him out.
That's right.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know this, there are multiple personalities to Gary. You have Gary. You have Gary Poppins. You have Gary.
Gary.
Yeah. Isn't there another one?
I believe so.
I'm missing one, aren't I?
Leroy.
Yeah, that one came out yesterday. But when you're split, when your alter egos have alter egos, that's probably, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think there's a movie about that.
What? Yeah, there is. It's called like not 21. That's the card.
11, 13 is a number.
It's a number. Yeah.
It's a good movie though.
It is.
You didn't like it.
It's a spinoff of that Bruce Willis movie from Sixth Sense.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Why did you see Dead People? Is that what? you saw?
No, it was not that one. It was the one with the Glass, Mr. Glass. It's a spinoff from that movie. The
what number you? I'm talking about the movie where the guy has multiple personalities and they're killing each other.
You're thinking of Identity.
Identity, yeah.
That was a number one. No, the newer one that came out with the guy who turns into a beast. The guy from the new X-Men.
Boy, we seem like we must have really
partied too hard yesterday.
This is the new Gary, the old man.
Hold on, I gotta look it up now.
All right, while you're looking that up, this headline just says it all. Okay, Jane Fonda, known as a very progressive liberal actress. Is she still an actress? I guess once an actress, always an actress. Says white men are to blame for climate crisis and is calling for them all to be arrested and jailed. I guess it's time to go into hiding, boys.
Oh, Hanoi Jane or whatever they called her. Look, I have a good friend who was a Vietnam Vietnam veteran, and to this day he still hates her guts.
Jane Fonda, why?
You don't. Oh yeah, she went to Vietnam and just basically talked about how bad the U.S. was and how the soldiers over there were trash and.
Well.
Oh, yeah, she's hated by veterans.
So she claims that there would be no climate crisis if there was no racism.
What? I don't get the connection. I really don't.
See, she don't either.
See, if you were to say that, Gary, they'd swear you were insane.
I'm just crazy.
But she can say it and people won't actually listen to it. White men are the things that matter, and then everything else is at the bottom, the actress said, of the hierarchy that gives men power. Fonda first shared her thoughts about the connection between racism and climate change in an interview on Kelly Clarkson's show earlier this year. Where would that put the shit? She said they're not going to put it in Bel Air. They're going to find some place where poor people or indigenous people or people of color are living.
I'm gonna blame the amount of stray dogs in the world due to Dunkin' Donuts.
So I'm so tired of hearing elite, wealthy people complain about stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, when you jump in a private jet, fly all over the country, you can shut the hell up. You aren't living our life. You don't know what the struggles it is to.
Oh, they don't have that struggle.
No. I mean, hell, it's easy to. That's just like one thing pisses me off. Joe Rogan's one of the biggest ones. Talks about health and weight and all this. You have a personal chef. You have a gym in your where you work at.
He only has to work like 3 hours a day.
Yeah, I mean, not saying his work's not hectic, but he has the ability to work out every day.
I don't, the saying, more money, more problems. I think it's more money, different problems.
Yeah, the first world problems are a real thing. They're a real problem. And it has to do with, look, where else in the world are they talking about whether their kids are boys, girls, or both?
Or
I mean,
furries.
It ain't poor people.
That's dominating our world today. I mean, we got Target now that's down $10 billion. And look, Target didn't do like Bud Light. They had this big thing out front, I guess, for Pride Month. And, you know, it's okay. It's when they started putting out bathing suits for little boys to dress as little girls if they wanted to. And it's for grown folks, it's their prerogative what they do. But when we start putting it in the face of people, people don't want to see that. They don't want to see that.
It was a misuse of the tuck rule.
You have been waiting to save that.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, that's the perfect one.
You have had that one in the chamber for a while.
Y'all didn't know about that one, Cody.
You've been holding that. He thought of it last time we talked about it. I
tuck rule.
guarantee you.
It's been festering.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Oh, you're welcome.
that's the most solid joke we've had on here, I believe.
Definitely one of the most solid. It was a hard, that joke was pretty hard.
Where's Tom Brady when you need him, huh?
Oh, man.
So, other big news.
Well
Look,
done.
we're recording this probably before this happens because we're recording on the weekend. It's going to come out Monday night, Memorial Day night. The video comes out on YouTube. But this will be on Tuesday. But it looks as if Speaker Kevin McCarthy has been able to negotiate with the Biden administration on raising the debt limit.
He promised some ice cream or something and got a deal worked out.
Well, he actually, the belief is that he has gotten Biden to agree to stop this student loan repayment 60 days after they agree to it. Now, would you trust Biden to do that?
I don't think that's a big enough chip anyway to bargain with, because there was no guarantee that was going to happen regardless. Basically, you bargained something that was probably not going to happen.
So apparently, federal student loan payments have been on pause since March of 2020.
They have.
Still to this day.
Yes, my wife has one that is on pause right now.
Yeah, my wife's on pause too.
So 60 days after this agreement, the payment will restart. I guess making payments.
Huh? Yeah,
I misunderstood this when I first read it.
Yeah, because right now I actually looked at it the other day. My wife's next payment's not until like 2025 right now.
Really?
Is what it shows.
Wow.
Is what it shows, but I'm sure if it changes, it's going to change. I'm sure I won't. I'm sure if this is what's going down, we're going to have to start repaying it. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean that's
That's what.
If everyone else paying, I'll pay mine, and we'll just we'll roll with it. It is what it is.
I mean,
I'll be damned if we're going to voluntarily pay it. Nobody else is.
Yeah, no, I'm not volunteering any payment, but it was an agreement that was reached.
Yes.
To go to school, you got to follow through with that agreement.
Yeah. Now my wife's making that big teaching money, and here we are just living the fat cat life.
Man, I know.
Be paying for that about the next 40 years.
Yeah.
Dylan Mulvaney, he's the guy that
I have no clue who that is.
Yeah.
That's a woman. It's ma'am.
Okay. She has finally seen. She's been in hiding really since the whole Bud Light thing. But
I heard she has jock itch too.
She steps out to pick up an $800 Prada bikini top.
Damn.
Before heading to Beverly Hills for laser hair removal. And now Bud Light, they claiming, is down $16 billion in market value.
I've heard they're actually in the red for this year.
Wow. So all gains for this year have been lost, and now they're negative for the year.
We're not even just the middle of the year yet.
No.
We haven't reached, hell, it's not June.
Yeah. No, they messed up.
And maybe in an unrelated note, I did hear that in women's sports, testicular injuries have gone up dramatically too.
You know what? That makes sense. It does.
It does.
I did.
I bet they were non-existent as early as like 2 years.
I'm pretty
I
sure
know
they
that,
were.
but that's concern. That's why this should be alarming that they've gone up like 1,000% in the last 2 years.
I think there should be an investigation on why.
I think there should be too.
We need to get down to the root cause.
The root. get to Dylan's root.
Boy, y'all are full of these one-liners tonight.
Oh man, yeah, it's the dad thing,
It is.
Michigan School Board acts as honors math, meaning it removes honors math to be more inclusive.
How do you make math inclusive?
The Troy School District Board of Education is removing honors math classes from middle school students in a bid to promote inclusion and diversity. They say that proposal doesn't actually remove honors courses, but will better prepare students for higher math in high school and post-secondary education.
So
Hey, okay, I was gonna say something's covering me up on the screen.
No, it's not in the actual recording. Yeah. So, why is it now that any test that is used to determine
any test that shows how smart you are is considered
Let me tell you what it is. It's called. We want to get away from the truth, and we want chaos,
anarchy.
And right now we're fighting over the biology. So why not do it with math?
We're fighting over biology. Have you guys seen the videos? I swear to you, before our next one, I'm going to be able to play videos on here. Maybe it's just gotten in my TikTok feed. These big cities like Philadelphia, San Francisco, New York, the drug use that's been allowed on the streets, the people. Have you seen the videos of the people?
I've seen.
They look like zombies. I mean, when I talk about modern day zombies.
Oh yeah. I've seen the videos where
they're like, basically all like, every one of them though, they're like bending over to waist.
They're hunched over,
just kind of standing there. It's the strangest thing. And why are we allowing that to take place?
Yeah, look, if I saw that walking at me, I would shoot fire. I'd fire at it.
We could
shoot fire.
That, for all these years, now I know what hunching means. That's what hunching is.
That's what hunching is?
Is when you're drugged out of your mind on fentanyl.
I thought it was fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
He has multiple names with multiple personalities. Maybe fentanyl is the Gary version of fentanyl. We're just to use the term slippery slope is. I think you're right, Gary. It's not even the right term. It's this movement of the people in power. They're really trying to cause anarchy. They want anarchy. They hate Middle America. Believe it or not, they hate Middle America. They hate it because they're not as much in control of you. They can't be if they're not paying for everything you do, and it's free. Look, I was listening to one of you guys said it the other day, and they like to use race, right? They love to use race, but one of the most racist things ever that's been allowed to get away with is that black people could not possibly go and get an ID.
I think I sent you that video that guy did, and it was
Yeah,
hilarious.
you did. I mean, it's so insulting.
It is insulting. It is.
I mean, as a white person, if somebody assumed I couldn't work a computer, first I'd laugh, but I mean, it'd be insulting.
Yeah, no, it's insulting, but you have to have an ID for almost anything you do
and everything you do.
I mean, you essentially get an ID when you're born, right? It's called a Social Security card. You're gonna get that, and then if you want to do anything else, you gotta get some photo ID.
Why don't they start putting photo IDs on Social Security cards? That would stop some of this Social Security fraud.
Yeah, it would, I guess, but I mean,
I believe that it should go to blockchain for that. Blockchain, you have a blockchain that's your ID, and basically, because the way blockchain works, and the most famous is Bitcoin, but everything that occurs with regards to that Bitcoin is always there forever on this registry. And if you were to do an ID, actually I had this idea to try to make money off of it now, so I'm giving it away right now. But if for ID, it's like a passport, right? You use this blockchain, so your ID is this blockchain ID, and every time a transaction happens, everyone has access to the exact same public information that shows Jamie was in Berlin the day before Hitler was killed.
Berlin.
And no one could argue. I mean, it really, I think, would be a good use of the technology.
I don't want anybody to have that kind of information where I'm at all times.
Yep, that could be misused.
So that cell phone in your pocket,
that's a choice I make, though.
Yes, he can rid himself of that choice.
Yeah, I mean,
but if you were to use it as
if everything goes to shit, don't think I can't just set my phone down and walk off.
Well, but with the passport, it's already there anyway. Like when you come across the border, unless you come across our southern border, then.
I mean, there's two ways of looking at it. Of course, you're a tech guy, but I look at it as tech as the enemy. Just to be real honest, I mean, I know it's helpful.
I've got an article about that, by the way,
and I know it's something that our society has helped, but it's also softened us. It makes us needy. It is a way to track us.
I mean,
I was actually going to skip over this article, but I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to get to
I mean, that's
what it is. It makes us weaker because we're soft.
I mean, we don't
have to be as, what's the word I'm looking for, inventive as we were before, because it's not necessary anymore.
Dude, I was driving down the road the other day going somewhere, and I looked at my daughter and I said, can you imagine what it was like driving to a place without a GPS.
I had the same conversation with mine.
Oh,
a while back.
we had was it MapQuest?
No, this is
I printed it
before
off.
even MapQuest.
We had maps.
You had maps.
You had like real ones.
Hold on. The other day I was at a gas station and an old guy came in. He also had a fanny pack. So he's a real old guy. And he went up to the
Did
lake.
he have cargo shorts also?
No, he had regular. He was wearing slacks.
You shut your mouth. Cargo shorts are awesome.
They are awesome. They have more pockets to hide different type of.
You don't need fanny pack.
Not Fireball no more. I'll tell you that. Fireball's a liar.
Okay, keep going.
Die, Fireball, die.
But the guy walked in and was talking to the gas station attendant and was asking for directions on his map where to go. And I was like, oh my gosh, I should take a picture of this. I've never seen. It's been a while.
I've never seen one out in the wild.
One out in the wild. A guy walks into the gas station with a map.
It's been a while.
And he was trying to get to Jonesboro. I was about to say, hey, dude, just keep going that way. You'll make it. But
think about, though, I'm old enough to remember doing that. Like, oh, that's not the right screen. I'm old enough to remember traveling places across country without maps. Now, I had MapQuest, but even early on, I didn't. And, my father was a truck driver. And so he never had any of that technology. He would set out and he'd get his atlas out. I remember doing this. Like if he's going somewhere he didn't know how to get his atlas out and he'd see that. And, and then he'd get him to the border and then he'd flip over to the next state in his atlas. And, and then he plotted out where he's going.
Yeah. Well, the bad thing about MapQuest is you got one bad turn, you're done in MapQuest.
I tell you what, though, Waze will really spoil you.
Oh yeah, it will.
But back to what Jamie was talking about earlier. Gen Z goes retro. Younger generation is ditching smartphones for dumb phones, for the flip phones. There's a growing movement among Gen Z to do away with smartphones and revert back to less smartphones like old school flip and slide phones. Flip phones were popular in the mid-90s and 2000s, but now seem to be making a comeback among younger people. They don't want to be tracked.
They want to be disconnected from the world again. But, they're at a disadvantage now because now they're not getting information as quickly as they were before.
I've got something I want to bring up. Actually, I'll give my wife credit for this. She heard it somewhere. And she asked me this question today. So TikTok, the government, I think it was Montana or Wyoming, one banned TikTok. All 20 people that live there can't have TikTok anymore. But there's been this push with the government to get rid of TikTok. And they claim it's because of the malware or whatever that they're taking a look at everything you do and China is monitoring you and it's illegal. What if, though, it's really the lobby of like Facebook or Snapchat or those guys that are really don't like it because TikTok really has so much of their market share? And what if this is really more a big ploy by big government, big tech with big government to eliminate the competition?
I wouldn't be terribly surprised.
It makes sense. The government's already worked with these big tech companies before.
Speaking of TikTok, we hit a milestone, boys and girls. And if you're lucky enough to be one of our followers, you may have actually seen us go live already because we're actually recording this before we go live. But I got a feeling we're going live right after this, just because we can, just because we
want to,
just because we can. But we hit 1,003 followers. Fortenberry messaged 1,004. We've got a new one. Fortenberry messaged us Friday night and said, "Guys, we're getting close to that 1,000 mark." And the reason 1,000 is important, that's what it takes to go live. And so to celebrate that, we're going to go live, at least the three of us.
Yep.
If we could get the other guys on in a group, that'd be pretty cool. We'll see if we can figure it out. So you guys have probably seen it by now, but thank you. What we really need you to do, though, is go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have lots of views. We hit over 500 views last week. That's our all-time highest views for a YouTube video.
A lot of views.
And what we need is for you to go subscribe. So if you're on Apple Podcasts, go leave us a review on Apple. If you're on Google, leave us a review. Give us 5 stars. If you are not, and you are lucky enough to watch our beautiful faces on YouTube, we need you to back out and subscribe. We don't have very many subscribers, but we're going to be making a push for YouTube next because those numbers mean a lot. We're getting a lot of views. We're getting a lot of clicks, but we got to keep trugging along.
We're clickbait.
We're clickbait.
Click it or ticket, yo.
I've always considered Gary.
I've always considered me clickbait.
Clickbait.
Oh.
I don't know. The pepperoni got us all a bunch of views.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that would have, so that had to be Twilight actress Rochelle Lefevre. Y'all know who that is?
No idea.
What did she play in Twilight? What was she, like a vampire or a wolf?
I don't know, but she is won't bring her non-binary 7-year-old to Target after the pride displays were moved. She actually had a video with her crying because her 7-year-old non-binary son wanted to shop at Target, but she would not let him because it moved the pride collection. He just went there to see the display, and they moved it.
You know, bullshit. You're not going to Target.
If I was a 7-year-old, I didn't want to go to Target. Only if I was going to toys section, I
Dude,
could care less about the pride section.
Ain't no actress from now she's like a C-list actress, but ain't nobody in Hollywood in that scene going to Target.
She accused Target of trying to erase the LGBTQ community by moving pride displays away from the front of the several southern stores amid threats of boycotts. So what do we now know about this? So we got Bud Light, we've got Target. So what's the better stance here? Nothing at all. How about this, guys? How about nothing? How about nothing? How about you don't put up the rainbow flag? You just keep selling your shit made in China, your beer that the frat boys like, even though you don't like the fact the frat boys like it. Keep selling your beer, because I assure you, Coors Light is selling out. I couldn't find Coors Light yesterday, but there was plenty of Bud products.
Small story. I stopped at the the store over there by Hughes, the Hughes exit off the interstate. I went and got a bottle or 12 or 6-pack of those Yellow Jackets.
Lehigh or at Lehigh? Or?
No, it's the one before Lehigh.
Okay.
Where that white grocery store thing. And I stopped. I got a 6-pack of the Yellow Jackets, the Coors Banquets, and this is the last one up there, so I went and sat on the counter. And the owner of the store says, "Was there any more of these left?" I said, "No, man, it was the last one." He said, "You son of a bitch." He said, "I'm not drinking any Bud Light products. I guess I had to go to the store from somewhere else and buy something."
What it go?
Sure, shit did.
Damn,
that's funny. But yeah,
he told me they're fixed to pull their products. He said they're not selling.
All right, so here's my take on this whole thing. Other than you can't straddle the fence on something, or you're going to get hit in the crotch. That's what you can't
go
do.
woke, and what happens?
You go broke, and you try to take it away, and then the woke people don't want you no more, and that's what's happening here. But in general, sex sells. Okay.
Oh,
okay. In general, sex sells
to children,
but not to children, and it doesn't. Also, sex that is not common doesn't sell either. So we're talking about the LGBTQ community. Talking about these.
He shorts it though with Alphabet Mafia. 2S LGBTQIA plus.
Okay, all these alphabets and
Alphabet Mafia.
Alphabet Mafia, and they want to take it to kids, but in reality, it's not really a type of person that they're trying to, or a group that they're trying to protect. Within the name itself, it's about sex. It's about sex. And that's what the problem is, okay? LGBTQ, the first two in there is not about essentially a person. It's about their sexual orientation, how they want to have sex, lesbian and gay.
Look,
it's not whether you're a boy or a girl. It's whether
old school gays. I mean, you would know they was gay if you knew them, but they're not out here trying to push an agenda.
No, they're not.
All they wanted was equal treatment.
I mean, why can't a kid going around, a kid walk around with a shirt that says "I heart Jenna Jameson" or "I heart Ron Jeremy"? There'd be a crazy, it'd be people go crazy insane over that. What are you doing?
Or straight pride.
Or straight pride, or anything like that. Anything like that.
Oh, yeah, any of that.
But it's about sexualizing our children, and people don't understand that.
Let me tell you. So, shout out to Greg Chaffin. Actually, thank you for your service, Greg. He was military. Jamie and I are actually going to try to interview him tomorrow, so you guys may, which would be yesterday. But anyway, we're living in the past and the future all at once. But anyway, he turned me on to.
He turned you on.
Yeah, Sean Ryan. Is a ex-military guy. He has his own podcast, but he spoke with a guy named Ryan Montgomery, who's the world's #1 ethical hacker. Have you ever heard of ethical hacker?
What?
So this guy, actually, he's a hacker, and he decided to he's going to go find these people that are preying on young kids, on basically pedophiles.
So he's a superhero.
Exactly, and the podcast is kind of hard to listen to. It's kind of hard to listen to, but I tell you, go check out Sean Ryan's podcast. Look it up, Ethical Hacker. It was from May 8th. Look, the first part's about the guy. The second half, it gets wild, and he just tells it like it is, some of the things he's encountered. We're talking about, he went live online there to a chat room as a 13-year-old girl, and within 10 seconds, a 47-year-old man was messaging this kid for sex. Then he spit out some stats that'll blow your mind. It's something like 50% of these assaults first start online.
Oh, of course they do.
Yeah. But these men are brave enough to just go on and go, I'm an old guy. I'm looking for this, this, and this. And then it's almost like To Catch a Predator. They'll set them up to come meet this person, and then they'll snag them. But the more troubling thing was he couldn't get in most of the cases, he couldn't get the police or the system to press charges.
But
why can't we do that? And let's just sit in the house waiting on them.
Why don't Chris Hansen just
they
pop
were.
up?
And still, they listen to the podcast. Listen to the Sean Ryan podcast.
I don't think you're getting what I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That there's something more than the police waiting for them.
Yes.
Yes. Some bodily harm, maybe.
Hey, I'm going on record to say it. Pedophiles already put to death.
And this all occurs in South Florida, where the man's at. But it's very troubling. There's I'm not even going to go into it here because we'd probably have to bleep out most of it. But it's very troubling, the things he talked about, the things he came across. And what's even more troubling is that that society seems to be more open to it. I mean, I've said this 20 damn times. It was about 4 years ago. Jamie sat there at my dining table. We had breakfast there, Good Morning Men's Breakfast. He goes, he said, the next thing is going to be maps that the left is going to be pushing to allow minor attracted peoples, what they call it, pedophiles, to be part of society. And look, I'd be damn if it ain't occurring. And you can't make this shit up, folks.
Nope.
I'm telling you,
y'all
need to be watching what your kids have on their phones, who they're talking to, because little Jimmy from down the street may be Big Bad John from about 2 cities over.
All it takes is a child to identify as an adult.
Mm-hmm. Well, they start talking about children. What's the right word? Consenting.
Consent.
Damn, I couldn't think consent.
They can't consent.
No, a child cannot consent.
But once we start saying they can consent to change their sex, then we're not
Yes.
far from allowing a kid to consent to have sex.
Well, you're consenting against their biology, and then now you're consenting to them to be whatever they want to be. They want to be a cow. They want to be a 20-year-old. Why can't they consent to that?
So something that me and Terry have disagreed with, me and my wife disagree with. I think homosexuality is a choice and not something you're born. And I don't mean that as a knock. You choose to make that choice.
Well, the choice is like...
If you throw the choice away and you say you're born that way, then you're saying people attracted to children are also born that way.
And, they may be. It's still a psychological problem.
But you still make a choice to act on it.
Yes.
Yes, you still have to
We actually were talking about this off air here the other night. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If someone has those urges but never acts on it...
They're not a pedophile.
They're not.
They're just somebody that has issues.
That has issues that they just don't understand, but they know.
Most people don't act on other...
That's true.
But you know what it is? It's called morality.
Yes.
It is morality.
Because there's a lot of things I would like to do that I know that they would be illegal and they'd be wrong.
What are they said on air?
I'm not going to tell you what they are on there. I would love to do a lot of things that are illegal. I would love to be a millionaire, and I don't,
Yeah,
but
morality
holds me
problem.
back.
But how much longer is it going to hold anybody back? Because do what you want, do how you feel, and really the only people that need morality is us white men, and the rest of the world, because they've been downtrodden by.
They're victims.
America. They're victims. Victims no longer are. That's excuses for immorality.
It is
for making poor moral choices. Is that they've been downtrodden.
All I want from society is to be honest with ourselves. Abortion, call it what it is. It's murdering a child.
Yeah.
Now you can say I'm for it, and that's fine. I don't. What you do, you. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
You do you. If you want to murder babies, by God, they're your babies. Any other thing like that, you make a conscious choice to choose it.
Well, I'm going to throw that. We've talked about this before. My boy Tim Pool out there. Shout out to Tim Pool. Mm-hmm. You don't know me, but I know you. But he did great.
That sounds stockish. But.
Timcast, we're watching you. We're listening.
We're listening.
But he had a great debate with someone on the left. Did you hear about this?
They were baiting.
And he was so Tim's on the air of he's okay with abortion, but once the baby's viable,
he's more libertarian.
He is
very much so.
But he kept saying, okay, so you have to take the baby out. So why do you have to kill it?
Agreed.
If the baby can survive on its own, why are you killing it?
Why are you elected to kill
it? But Gary, that never happens, so we don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, that's what that's
always the claim is it never happens.
That's not an argument. That's gaslighting is what that is.
Yes.
That's gas.
That's just like saying, we never give hormone blockers to children. That's not true either.
That happens.
Yes, it happens.
And it's not reversible. Now, it may be in some cases if you do it short term, but if you go all the way up to 17, that is not reversible.
Dude, nothing's reversible.
No,
I don't care what anybody, nothing is reversible.
Do you know what's common about all these? There's one thing common about every one of these things we're talking about.
The drug company's getting rich.
Big Pharma. The one thing that is common, I want to tell you something else. So I was listening to something, I think maybe it was Friday. Hell no, it was last night. And what they were talking about is, so when I was growing up, I don't think I knew a kid that was medicated. Like for whatever.
I did, but they wasn't on pharmaceutical.
Yeah, but I'm talking about children. Now, I would guess 30 to 40% of children are medicated with regards to like ADHD.
I got two. I got 3 kids, 2 are medicated.
Like regards to ADHD or even something else, but most of the children are medicated. And what does that do later? Do we then does that mean now they're medicated the rest of their lives? They could be.
No, I was going to say this actually the next thing I was going to say was your goal should be to wean them off the medication when they get able to control. Like, so our oldest child hardly ever takes it anymore.
So what's the point that you decide when that time is? How do you know?
For her, it's really gotten into when she can start doing her schoolwork and stuff without needing it. Now, like, she had a big test the other day. She was struggling in math, and we had her take it that morning, so she'd be focused for her test and ready to go. Made 81. It wasn't great, but she went from a D to a probably a B.
So we've got that. We've got, we're everybody's fat except for Gary. He's not fat anymore. And now we got these shots that they're giving everybody to save weight loss, right? Yep. That's your weight loss shots. We got the surgeries to remove weight loss. All are pharma. All are social pharma. We're there's talk about we're not far from being able to live a lot longer.
But I think your goal though with any pharmaceutical should be a short term. It should be to get off the medication.
Yeah, but
that's not what they do.
So if we transition just 20% of kids.
They will have
a lifetime because they're not supposed to, their body will never generate those hormones.
Yeah.
The amount of the cost is ridiculous. And if we can't be smart enough to realize the money and the money, your kid now is dollar signs to.
So here's a good example. A real popular medication is blood pressure medicine.
Yep.
A lot of people take blood pressure medicine.
The only thing I take is a little bit of blood pressure medicine.
So the goal should be to get your blood pressure in check.
Wean off of it.
While you change your diet, change your lifestyle to get off that medicine. But that's not what happens. It's a crutch.
It's a crutch.
That gives the pharmaceuticals more money because then you have to have more medicine.
More tests.
To counteract the side effects. Blood thinners and all this other shit that goes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
pharma's problem.
Pharmaceutical medication should be a temporary solution to sustain you till you can get a permanent solution.
Yeah.
It is not used that way.
Yeah. No,
not at all.
More money. There's more money in the no money in the cure, I guess is
No, there is no money in the cure because if you could take a pill to cure everything, pharmaceutical companies would go out of business.
All right, so let me ask you a question. What pharmaceutical should this man have gotten that shot his roommate after accusing him of eating the last Hot Pocket?
I'm not so sure he wasn't saving his life. You know how Hot Pockets are?
Have you?
Did he know he was a mortal wound?
Have you ever ate a Hot Pocket and not burned your tongue?
A man in Kentucky's largest city is facing criminal charges after allegedly shooting his roommate during a dispute over a Hot Pocket. Clifton Williams, 64, was arrested on assault charges Sunday after he accused his roommate of eating their last Hot Pocket and attacked him.
Damn. What kind of Hot Pocket was it? Was it like ham and cheese? Was it like a pepperoni?
If it was a barbecue, he should be ashamed. Those are disgusting.
I love the barbecue. Those are my favorite.
That's the grossest one.
The best.
Pepperoni's the best.
Barbecue's the best one. Are you kidding me?
Nasty.
How dare you?
No.
Williams started throwing tiles at the man after he realized the last microwavable turnover was gone. He then shot him in the buttocks as he tried to escape.
It was a limited edition Hot Pocket.
His bond was set for $7,500. We ought to pay the man's bond just to interview him.
Dude,
that'd be a great interview.
$750.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound like he tried to kill the man. He just wanted to damage him.
I was shot in the buttocks.
Well, let's get back to
it jumped up and bit me.
Let's get back to this monster over here that thinks barbecue is the best.
I love the barbecue.
Gross.
I can't find them
fake
no more.
barbecue for one.
There's a reason you can't find them anymore.
It's because they're so delicious. Everybody eating them.
That's it. That's exactly what it is.
Barbecue ones are my all-time favorite.
They send them to third world countries. They send them to the border. That's what they're feeding people, hoping they'll turn around.
And give them free
They're like,
iPhone.
if this is the food that I get in the U.S., I will not cross that river.
Yes, everybody knows pizza, pepperoni is.
You need to tell them cross the border, bring them those limited edition barbecue Hot Pockets over my house, and we'll have a blast.
Man, you remember when a gas station started the Hot Pockets? God.
Check this out.
I don't remember gas. I only remember hot dogs from gas stations.
What? You remember hot
Crispitos? How about Crispitos?
I know Crispitos are the tornado Cheetos.
Crispito is like chicken or noodle soup that's like liquefied or like a solid.
It's fantastic. It's all over. Crispitos.
Pizza sticks are fire too.
Oh, I like pizza sticks. Yeah.
So in India, a government official has been suspended from his job. Check this out. After he ordered a water reservoir to be drained so he could retrieve his smartphone. He dropped it while taking a selfie. So look, India has a problem with fresh water anyway. I mean, the slums of India. This dude had the balls. I'm just going to say it, ball. He had the gazongas here.
Gazongas.
To just tell him to look. I dropped my phone. I want it back because it's got a real cool selfie I took. And they drained the entire reservoir to get him his.
My question is, did he do something illegal? Because it's probably on that phone.
Hey, you bring him a good
He
point.
did claim that it contains sensitive government data.
He did something illegal.
Yeah.
He actually tried to get somebody to dive down and get it, and then he decided that he would have it empty using diesel pumps. So then he ruined the environment by using diesel pumps.
The next day, apparently,
2 million liters of water were pumped out of the reservoir.
Wow.
That's enough to irrigate at least 1,500 acres of land during India's scorching summer.
Well, I heard the next day he went over to the rice field and drained that so he could put his phone in rice.
Hey, it's worse. So he sat under a red umbrella. Hey, he sat under a red umbrella the whole time instead of working, watching them pump. Boy, there was some shit that he didn't need anybody to find on that phone.
Man, yeah, he was on that. He might have been on that podcast he was talking about.
Yeah. Chris Hansen popped up and went,
Man. That sounds like something that could happen here in no time at all.
Joe Biden says, I dropped my tablet.
He can't watch Coco Melon no more.
What else y'all got to talk about?
Man, I know what's going on.
I'll tell you what we're going to do on the way out if you got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Let's talk about some people we know are veterans and thank you for their service.
There you go.
This Memorial Day. I guess for dead veterans. And Memorial Day for...
It is for but I mean, we can still thank people we know that survived too. I mean, because let's not be.
We got one in the room. No, he's not in the room tonight, but DW.
Yeah, DW. I mean, one of our own is a veteran.
Greg Chaffin.
Greg
Chaffin.
We got Papa. He passed away. My grandfather.
What did he serve in?
I think
I'm not doubting yourself.
Korean.
I think
it was Korean.
Probably was.
But
my grandpa Doug was Korean War.
So yeah,
my father was Vietnam War. He was on a destroyer in the Navy,
and then
he's still alive.
Uncle Daryl, he served
Brown Navy or
no, he was Navy.
Okay,
Uncle Daryl's in the Navy as well. He worked on helicopters. I
always forget that. Yeah,
he worked on helicopters and stuff.
My grandfather. Well, one was in Korea. He spent 24 hours behind Chinese lines. They overtook his position, and he hid in a foxhole. Said he could hear them speaking Chinese walking all around him.
Wow. You don't. We think we got it back.
Oh yeah.
You think about that. There's no reason he survived.
So my other grandfather Fortenberry, he was on the second wave of Normandy. He was at. I know he was at Battle of the Bulge, and I want to say it might have been the Market Garden too. I know Bulge in the second wave of Normandy.
Andrew Strange and his brother. What's his name?
Oh really? Asa.
Yeah, they were both in the Army, I believe. So thank you for your service.
Hey, a good friend of mine, Mike Williams. He did. Boy, I think he did 3 tours in Vietnam.
Wow.
And the only reason he got out because he got wounded. They wouldn't let him go back.
Wouldn't let him go.
Wouldn't let him go. He always tells me so. It sounds like a Forrest Gump mode, but he was running through the base got overtook, and he was running and got ran into a tree.
Well, look, if we overlooked you, please leave it in the comments. We didn't mean to. We'll catch it up. Go down there and tell us, hey, guys, I was in whatchamacallit, when and where, which are armed services. But also don't forget to subscribe. We need subscribers. We need likes. It helps with the algorithm. And look, we've been able to figure out something with the algorithm. I'm just not sure what we figured out. It just seems to work. So
sometimes it works.
But I'm going to play us out, fellas.
Yep.
I think.
There we go.
It goes. What's the parting word, Gary?
Be kind to everyone and go hug a veteran. Hug one. Hug him.
There you go.
Or her.
Or her.
Father Fortenberry, what's your part?
Oh, yeah, go. Scott's right. I mean, it's not Veterans Day, it's Memorial Day, but let's still think about all the veterans we know and what they've they still sacrificed.
Yeah, which war had the most deaths, Fortenberry?
Civil War.
Hard to believe. Hard to believe.
Mac, happy birthday, dude. Yeah. Hug a veteran. Hug Mac if you've seen him.
Kiss him, not on lips.
Outlaw.